Good evening and welcome to Some of This and Some of That at First Nazareth Baptist Church of Blakely. N. Scott is our pastor. My name is Lillian Scott. I am glad to be here with Miss Glenora Jones. She's here from our own Durham ministry, and she's going to share with us some helpful information on being ready for disasters and emergencies. It's hurricane season now, but more could be happening besides hurricanes.
Yes,
It's just
yes.
severe weather as a whole. And so we are thankful that she's here with us. And this is something she is passionate about. And we could all be helpful to receive this information as well. All right.
Okay.
Well, welcome on. And if you have any questions, we'll be tuned into our various platforms, YouTube Live and Facebook / First Nazareth. Okay, and I'm going to turn it over to Miss Glenora Jones. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself, Durham Ministry, what it stands for, what they do, a save the date that's coming up, and then we're going to get into it.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Scott. I want to thank Ms. Scott for having me on. And hello, everyone. And as she says, my name is Glenora Jones Brown.
Yes.
Okay. That's all right. Yes. And I am a member of First Nazareth Baptist Church, of course. And the ministry is Durham. And the acronym is the Disaster Emergency Preparedness Ministry. All right. And what we are about is educating and helping people in the community during a disaster. And not just hurricane, it could be tornado, flood, fire, any emergency that impacts the community. And we are a volunteer organization. And we, again, help folks be prepared. Our main goal, not only to help folks, but to ask everyone to be prepared because an emergency strikes anytime. It doesn't matter. But if you are prepared, you could weather the storm, if you will.
That's right.
If you're prepared. And I have a few little items. We do have brochures that give you information on where to go if you have to evacuate.
Yes.
Because even in your community, safe harbors are established and delineated to everyone, but sometimes folks don't know where to go. And not only where to go, but if you have pets, if you have senior citizens, where to go that they would accommodate you. But you need to be prepared for at least 72 hours. And this is what I was telling Ms. Scott about having an emergency kit with things that you need for you to survive for about 72 hours. And one of the things I'm going to start with is having a weather radio. And this one I picked up online, and it's not expensive, but it has 3 ways to be powered on. You have a battery, of course, and then you have a hand crank, and then you have solar. To power your battery, to power your radio, to stay informed. You know, batteries fail you, but you could stay informed if you have a weather radio. The other thing I told Ms. Scott that's useful if you were outside is a collapsible shovel that you could bury waste. Okay? And she has a picture of it to show you. And you can get that from the military store or go online, as she has, to get this shovel.
And it's not very expensive. Like that radio is what, about $35?
They're like anything else. The more you pay, the more bells and whistles.
That's right.
So whatever, right? Yes. And whatever you want in the radio, you could get the basic, where it just needs batteries.
Right.
But just make sure you have a battery in your kit, and check your batteries frequently to make sure that they are
powered. Yeah.
Powered. Don't put it in the radio.
Just keep it.
Keep it so
So it
that when
won't
you
use it.
right,
Uh-huh.
it wouldn't deteriorate. Right.
'Cause I think,
And example of your shovels.
Mhm.
Okay. And the other thing that I told Miss Scott that's useful also is in your kit, you could survive without food for a while,
Mhm.
but water you need, right? And on the screen are some examples that you could purchase online,
Mhm.
drinking water. And as you can see, the pouches are maybe 4, 5, 6 swallows of water.
Mhm.
And if you have in your kit, you have those non-perishable meal dehydrated
Right.
or
Right.
hydrated,
Mhm.
dehydrated with one of the packs of water, and you have food. Brush your teeth.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. It's
okay.
important.
Have have baby wipes.
Yes. Right.
To do little
Wash
spot
up.
them, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and but come on out on the 28th of this month
June.
of
Mhm.
June
Mhm.
on Blueberry Hill. We are sponsoring a disaster awareness
Mhm.
day,
Okay.
and this is to make the public aware of all the entities that are there in the community to assist you if you have an emergency.
Great.
The fire department, the
Mhm.
Red Cross, the food bank,
Mhm.
the highway patrol, the sheriff. All these folks will be out there
Saturday,
a
June
Saturday,
28th.
June the 28th from 10 o'clock
10
to 4
o'clock.
p.m.
Okay. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Please come.
Mhm.
It's on Blueberry Hill and it's located right behind First Nazareth Baptist Church off of the Gervais
And
Street
that,
entrance, right?
yes, and I'm trying to remember the other street in front of the
Was that
Waverly.
lady? Is that lady?
I think it is. Lady
I,
and Gervais Height
yes,
is on the
on the
back
back
side of
side.
it.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So we'll have signs pointing to where to come, but please come out and be informed. And the best way we could survive a disaster is to be prepared
Mhm.
ourselves. Even if you go to a shelter, that because your house have become uninhabitable,
Right.
you could survive.
Yes. Yes.
You don't have to depend on anybody else to give you the basics.
Mhm.
All right. And that's what we're asking. And the other thing we're asking is please, we need volunteers.
Yes.
If you have a giving heart or to help, and remember, I said it's volunteer.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
don't pay, we
Right.
don't receive pay,
Mhm.
but just the look on people's face when you help them
Yes.
is
Rewarding.
payment is enough,
Absolutely.
especially the elderly.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
And you don't have to. We would love for you to be a member of First Nazareth
yes,
Baptist
we
Church,
would, yes.
but it's open to anyone
Anyone that
want
have
to
a
go.
giving heart
That's right.
and a loving, a spirit of giving and helping folks.
Mhm.
So we are small right now because folks are transitioning.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
please, if you have the desire, please, you could call. Hold on, I'll give you a number. Our Johnny Williams,
Mhm.
or at this right here. Sorry, I got too many phone numbers in my head to remember. So Johnny Williams at 803 719
Mhm.
7070. Or you could call the church office
That's right.
at 803 254 3262,
Mhm.
and the information will be passed on to us.
Mhm.
So we meet on the second Saturday
Great.
at First Nazareth Baptist Church
Very well.
of the month
Mhm.
at 10 o'clock. And our meetings go to about an hour, hour and a half,
Mhm.
and we plan our next project. What do we do? In addition to helping citizens in the community,
Mhm.
and we are local.
Right.
Okay. Sometimes we go out of state, but
Mhm.
we are local. We are grassroots
Mhm.
ministry. We feed the homeless. We pass out information on being ready. Okay,
Mhm.
ready for anything, not just a tornado or a hurricane, for anything.
Mhm.
And we are in the hurricane
Season.
season.
It's
It used to be from June to November,
Mhm.
but it could go on
to
because the planet is warming up.
That's right.
Be prepared.
Climate change.
Be prepared. Be prepared. Okay, come out on the 28th of
Mhm.
June on Blueberry Hill from 10 to 4 p.m. and get information. Get it to assist you in being prepared.
Will it be CPR training?
Okay. I was asked the question, do we, to be a member, do you have to have CPR to be a member of Durham? No.
Okay.
But if you are a member of Durham, we offer CPR and first aid
Yes.
cheap.
Yes. Yes.
Only what the card costs from the American Heart Association. But knowing CPR is a very good skill.
That's right.
Okay. It's a very good skill because statistically, most CPR, except out of the medical arena, is done on family and friends.
Yes.
So it's a skill that's useful.
Right.
So we offer it out there. We offer it through the church as well. So please avail yourself of it. Okay.
It's good to be equipped with that knowledge because sometimes we're out and about in real life and things happen and we can help people.
You can be a good Samaritan. Yes. What a hero you would be if you saved somebody's life. Because you know CPR.
Right.
And it's not fancy, excuse me, terminology or anything. We give you the basics to help someone who is in distress. God forbid it could be you. And it would be wonderful if somebody would be around to save your life. So come, even if you don't join Durham, we offer it through First Nazareth. We do it twice a year, and it's coming up again in the fall.
Fall, okay.
Yes, and we put out, yes. So please come. I think the American Heart Association, which is what I teach from, they charge $20 for CPR and $20 for first aid. That's a nominal cost to have this nice, helpful skill. Okay.
Absolutely. So, Ms. Anithia Leak says that you trained her at SCDC.
Oh, yeah. I hope I didn't beat you up too much.
Of course not.
I was a very strict teacher.
Making sure we got those facts straight.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a difference. When we're on the news and we hear that there is a tornado watch versus a warning.
Very good.
What the difference is.
The difference is when you have a watch, it's like, I remember it like this. Watch out. Something is coming. Watch out for that car. The car is coming. Watch out, right? The warning is here.
Yes.
So when you hear the watch, start, if it's in your area, start being prepared. If you have to grab and go. Okay. And this grab and go bag that I'm entreating you to have for you and your family, take into account if you have the elderly, if they are ambulatory, that means can they walk, or are they in a wheelchair? Also take into account your pets, if you have pets. You know, sometimes we have to run and leave them, but if you have time, think about them.
Right.
And some shelters accommodate families with pets. Okay. Think about the little ones. Are they big enough to have their little old knapsack on their back with their little goodies or their little things to survive? But put the things in there that you and your family could survive for 72 hours, no matter where you go. Even if you go to family, they may not have the things you need.
That's right.
And also importantly, put a little money aside. I'd say a minimum of $500 in cash, small bills.
Yes.
So if you have to go, because God forbid if something happened, you know, ATM and banks, they are impacted as well. And what you're going to buy with a card.
That's right.
Okay. So that's part of being prepared. And if you come out, we will distribute things for you to be prepared.
Yeah, that's a good list right there.
On the back, I don't know if you can see it up here.
Things to keep in your duffel bag for at least minimum.
Right.
3 days, 72 hours.
I'm gonna let Miss read some of it for you.
Okay. So we have guides that Durham will have at their disposal whenever you reach out to them. So keep that in your tool bag. The South Carolina Hurricane Guide, then your portable radio with extra batteries. But don't Don't put the
Don't put it
batteries
back
in the.
No,
Okay, just have it
have it.
because we don't want them to use the
To-
power, right?
Yeah, or deteriorate. You know, it's
Okay.
like your flashlight,
That's
and
right.
that's good to have as well.
And then
Okay.
a first aid kit.
Yes. Yes.
That includes prescription medication.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you have at least a minimum of 3 days of your prescription, your medicine.
Let me elaborate on that a little bit. You have your medication.
Mhm.
Have a packet. You can buy in the store that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's right.
Right,
Little
right.
pill box.
Little pill box, and you could have that filled up
Mhm.
and put in your emergency bag. And when you next go to refill your medication, take that out,
That's right.
use it,
Mhm.
and refill it with fresh medication. You
right.
get that?
Mhm.
So don't put it in there and then put it in the and forget about it
The
because
expiration.
they do expire for. And the other thing I was telling Miss Scott,
Mhm.
where to keep your bag, your little grab and go bag.
Yeah.
I recommend that you don't keep it in the car.
Mhm.
If you do keep it in the car, make sure you check it frequently
Mhm.
so that whatever you have in there is viable.
That's right.
It hasn't gone stale. It hasn't.
Mhm.
The heat in the trunk of a car
That's right.
could cook you. Okay,
Yes.
so
You told
be
us an interesting story about somebody. But we don't want to bring anybody. But someone had an incident where they just thought they could just put some clothes in a bag and you call it
straight out of the dryer
dryer. And
into of all things a canvas
Mhm.
army duffel bag.
Yes.
Shoved the clothes in there
Mhm.
and threw it in the back of his car. A couple of hours later, he's smelling smoke.
Mhm. Mhm.
Guess what was happening? That tightly packed hot clothes was beginning to smolder and smoke. Just think if he'd have thrown that bag in his house
Mm.
and kept on going.
That's right.
Probably burned the whole place
It
down.
wouldn't have
Right?
been known until it got back.
Right. So
Good.
check, keep it at the door, keep it where you could grab it and go if you have to go.
Mhm.
And if you do keep it in the car,
Yeah.
check it, please. Okay.
Yes.
So to continue.
Flashlights with extra batteries.
Mhm.
We mentioned the cash, small bills, so you can't get change from anyone, right? Mobile device charger. The cool thing about that,
The radio.
yeah, they have a place where you can charge your phone
Phone.
on
Yes.
there too.
Yes.
So that's kind of
Yes.
neat.
Yes.
Technology has been wonderful.
Wonderful.
And plastic dishes and eating utensils.
Yes.
You have a cool set.
Yes.
Kit.
And I got it from my favorite store, the Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree. So it doesn't even have to
You
be
go to
that
the Dollar
expensive.
Tree for one thing and you spend $40.
Yes,
Right?
yes. And now everything's what, $1.25.
Right.
It's not a dollar.
Yeah. Still. But I purchased this. It's a plastic and it has its own little container. Okay. And I had it during the height of COVID as well.
Right.
Because, the restaurants, you didn't want to eat with everybody sharing this.
Right.
And it's knife, fork, and spoon.
Mhm.
Okay. And
Very
it had its own little container.
Mhm.
And just be sure to wash it after every use.
Yes.
Okay. And this is a little container. I also have a little drinking cup,
Mhm.
a little plastic collapsible drinking
cool.
cup.
That is
So
cool.
if you have to take your medication
Mhm.
and you don't want to suck the water out of the disposable
That's
the
right.
little
A
bag,
little packet. Yes.
little packet, or you
Pour it
could
in.
share with someone.
Mhm.
Okay. So little things that
Yeah.
would make life a little bit more comfortable
That's right.
away from your comfortable home.
That's right.
Okay. To be again, what's the operative word? Being prepared.
Yeah. Right. And you say it's better to have and not need
need
than to
than to
need
need and
and
not
not have.
have. And we all have experienced that in life, right? To some degree.
That's right.
So, and I wanted trash bags.
Trash is yes.
Yes, have trash bag. This is a list here too.
Okay.
Have trash bags,
Mhm.
and of course, if the babies need diapers and stuff, and wipes are a wonderful thing because if in an emergency you're not able to take a nice shower,
That's right.
wipes will save the
Baby
day.
wipe.
Okay.
And make the people
Yes.
you're with a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. And I recommend don't pack a lot of outer clothes.
Mhm.
Have a pair of jeans or two or comfortable pants, jogging pants, but more underwear
That's right.
because you can wear outer garments
That's right.
for a week as long as the below
That's right. That needs
is
to be
clean.
fresh.
Yes. Okay. So
Mhm.
be thoughtful when you're making your little goodie bag.
Go back.
Okay. Also, I had mentioned to Miss Scott about candles.
Oh,
for,
yes,
for
yes.
outside, if you're out and not under, say if you have to camp out or you're in an area where, your flashlight, yes, but of course, be mindful about candles if you're going into the house
That's right.
after, okay? And we also talked about blankets.
Yes.
They have those
Space blankets.
space blankets that doesn't take up much space,
Yes.
but they keep you nice and toasty. I think the NASA.
That's right.
Yes,
The space blankets that they use.
Yeah. And again, if you're outdoors, yes, that very nice.
Thermal properties.
Yes, yes, yes. If it's after a lot of water and stuff, the little bugs come out.
Right.
Have repellent, okay, mosquito repellent or whatever, okay. And when you're packing food, of course, we don't want any perishables.
Right. No, non-perishable food.
Right, but
And
canned food, of course, the pop top, and if you can't have a pop top, remember to put a can opener.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Some stuff we don't think about.
We don't. We don't.
Need it.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. And your little packets of sugar. And so, like I said, be thoughtful.
Yes.
What would you like to have? You have your water. You think you could have some coffee and you want your little sugar, your tea. So something to sustain you for 72 hours. Because remember, if you are having an issue, your neighbor is as well. So where do you go for help? They need help as well.
Yeah.
So if you are able to sustain and you and your family for at least 72 hours, maybe you can help someone else.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
But be prepared. Okay. And if you have a little doggy woggy, a little pet, don't forget dog food. Okay, pet food. All right. And of course, one of the things that could sustain us for a couple of days is peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So have your nice big jar of peanut butter and your jelly. So
non-perishable.
Right. And it's protein and you have your water and be thoughtful, be prepared.
Toothbrush, toothpaste.
They have the other thing too, very good, Miss Scott. They have that dry toothbrush.
Yes.
It's the ones you could get it online. You brush your teeth.
Yeah.
It's it has the toothpaste and everything already in it. Yes. So you don't have to pack the tube and okay. Again, right along with the baby wipes. Okay. And powdered milk.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, for baby. So if you have little ones, you have to think about them as well.
Okay.
Okay. If it's just you and your significant other, then of course, get things that you would need. What I need, Miss Scott may not need, and vice versa. But there are some basics that we need, right?
Right.
We all need water.
That's right.
We need food. Right. So think about what you're going to put in your to go. But be prepared, please.
And you mentioned the shoes.
Yes, yes. Please don't pack high heels or fancy shoes. You want something that comfortable and can keep weatherproof and can keep your feet dry. And we travel on our feet.
Sorry.
And if your feet become disabled, then you are in trouble.
Yes.
And that means someone else have to help you. And they already in distress. So be thoughtful.
That's right.
Be mindful of yourself, what your family needs, so that you could survive. Okay.
And then important documents like Social Security, maybe a copy of it. You can keep that in.
I recommend that you take a copy. We all have our phones. And they're not just for taking photos of what you ate and where you've been. Okay. Take a picture. They call it a declaration page.
Yes.
That's the first page of your life insurance, your home insurance, your car insurance. And so you don't have to copy the whole document.
That's right. That's the first page.
Just because it has all that information on there and it's in your phone. And you're grabbing your phone to go. So, okay, you have proof of
home ownership,
all of that, because after a serious emergency, all the, excuse my expression, the creeps come out.
Yes. You
need to be able to prove This is my house. This is my whatever.
That's right.
Okay. Now, if you're lucky, like Miss Scott, they have a lot of nice, fancy diamonds and jewelry.
No, don't come around me. No,
I'm joking.
It's not.
But my point is, if you do have valuables, make sure that you put it in a container that you can grab also and go. Because again, after emergency, if the powers that be, meaning the law enforcement, aren't there to stop the folks from coming through and picking up what they can,
That's true.
you know, to
Protect
include
yourself.
valuables.
Always
Yes.
protect
So see that's something to consider.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right. And I was being funny and facetious
No,
about
it's
it. Yeah.
fine. I think they know.
Okay. All right. Also, some things that you might need, like duct tape and
Yes.
a little hammer. I told you about the collapsible shovel and stuff,
Mhm.
but I think we have given them enough stuff
Oh, yes,
so
for
that so
sure.
they could think about
Mhm.
and also think about coming out on the 28th
28th.
of June from 10 to 4 on Blueberry Hill.
Right.
It's a disaster emergency awareness day,
Right.
and see all the different entities and how they can help or where you can go to get help. That's important as well, because after everything is over, where do we go from here? Okay.
So the emergency radio or the news station tells us there is a watch.
A tornado or a hurricane, a warning. Okay.
Warning because it's here.
Yeah, it's here. When you're
And
warning, take cover.
what do
A
you do in
watch.
a house?
And okay, if you're in the house and decide to stay, or you feel that you may not get impacted, if it's a hurricane, get to the interior of your home.
That's right.
Find in every one of you, do a look see in your house to see where that you could be safe from flying debris, because that's what hurt you.
Yeah.
There's stuff flying through. That was telling Miss Scott. Could you imagine if you're outside or your house have somehow collapsed and you're exposed and everything is being blown around and you get knocked down by a flying refrigerator?
Right.
Because
It happens.
winds could be so strong. You've seen the devastation after
Hurricane Helene was the last.
right.
Yes.
A refrigerator up in a tree and cars. So
Yes.
yeah, find an interior. And if you're outdoors, of course, try to find a depression, a low area to get so
Like a
flying stuff,
ditch
right, a ditch, right, that you don't get injured. And that's where the injury comes. Okay, from.
I've heard find a table that you can crowd under. Does that always work?
Not always,
Okay.
but it's protecting your head.
Okay.
So
Stay
you
away
don't
from windows.
stay away from the windows.
Okay.
Stay away from the windows.
Okay.
Please find an area of the interior. If you have a closet, and that
Yes, closet.
closet is very good. You know, some of us have walk-in closets. There are no windows in there. Find a heavy piece of furniture that could protect you, that would withstand stuff falling on it. But you take an assessment of your home to see where you might survive if something like this happened.
And you mentioned that if there's a tornado or a hurricane, the lowest part of our home.
Right. If you have an upper floor, don't be on the upstairs.
Okay. Unless it's a flood. Now,
unless it's a flood. Yeah, flood.
Okay.
You've seen people on the roof. Right.
That's right.
So, but stay interior because the wind just takes the top. You know, you've seen the top of trees just get snapped. So find a low area, find a secure area, interior, and pray that God keep us safe.
That's right.
Okay.
Pray first, though.
Pray first.
Right?
Yes. So, are there any questions out there that we might answer in regards to Durham? And come volunteer, please.
Yes, for sure.
Come volunteer. If you're a member of First Nazareth, please volunteer.
And Deacon Lorenza Breedlove says, as a former nationwide insurance agent, I would encourage all owners to video and take photos of all their contents inside of their home in the event of a major loss.
Yes.
Great
Piggyback
advice.
on what we have said. Yes.
Show proof that you've had insurance.
That what you have. So the insurance could reimburse you because you have proof.
That's right.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Is there any any final thoughts or any final questions to those watching online?
Yes. My final word, and I've started with be prepared.
Be prepared.
Be prepared, because nobody can help you better than you can help yourself.
That's right.
And nobody knows what you need better than you. So, to the things that you can control, please, please, folks, be prepared.
And don't panic. Stay calm.
Right.
Pray first.
Pray first. That's right. Pray
Stay calm.
Stay calm.
And then,
even when everything else is going crazy around you. Yes. Okay. But have it to go and no have a plan. You know, they tell you even in a fire to make a plan for your family where you're going to meet. What's the code word? What you know, and if you join first DERM, Disaster Emergency Relief Ministry, we talk about all those things. We even go further and talk about active shooter.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
what to do, what not to do. Okay, be safe, folks.
That's right.
To the extent that you can control it. Right.
So if we don't have our duffel bags ready in the corner at our homes, be thinking about these as you go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Batteries to stash up on.
Flashlights, yes,
flashlights,
yeah, your blankets,
radio.
your water, your perishables, yeah,
and
the container. How many of these bags you would need per family, and if you have pets and the elderly, like I said, just consideration for how you're going to get out, where you're going to go, know where the shelters are, and they do put out where shelters are.
Okay. Yes.
In your area, investigate how you're going to get there.
That's right.
If the roads are inaccessible,
right? That's reality.
Yes. So, and you have to shelter in place. You know. So,
what about fuel?
Fuel, right? Well, that's where the warning comes in.
Okay.
When they start giving you that warning, remember when Hugo came?
Yes.
We had warning days. Fill up.
That's right. Okay, fill up.
Fill up. Get your emergency stuff in action. Okay. Don't wait till the day of or the morning of to start, because you know the lines will be long.
That's right.
Yes, and start putting aside your little emergency money. A lot of us, you know, don't have cash on hand.
Right, most times.
So put a little bit aside. You know, I recommend 500. Look, even $100 is if that's all you can afford to put aside. But have some cash.
Some cash.
In small denomination, so you could get assistance or, you know, pay for what you need if it comes to that.
Well, thank you, Sister Brown. So much for sharing your insights with us.
My pleasure.
We're gonna go shopping for our duffel bag and our emergency bag. And we're gonna show up on the 28th of June, Saturday on Blueberry Hill.
From 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. You have all day.
That's right.
Yeah, pick a couple of hours and come on out.
That's right.
And spend time and be informed so you can be aware. All right.
The more you know, the more you grow.
That's right.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us.